Good morning, everyone. This is Megan from GoGPS, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the reports that are available in the software today. So to find the reports, or I should more or less say the templates of the reports, you're going to click on the administration section on the left-hand side and choose the report tab. Now, there's three different ways of being able to view the same reports. You can either see the report views, which is when you're in a specific section, there's a little pie chart with the word view. You can click that, and that's where the reports will be available. There's your dashboard, which is the item right up here at the top of the screen. Okay, or there's the email portion. So if you are a brand new company and you're not quite sure what reports you have, you're going to want to start with the reporting views. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to give me a list of all of the reports that are available inside of my software. So just as a note, we do a lot of testing inside of our system. As you can see, there's lots of namings of reports in the system. So yours may look a bit different from what we're seeing here. Now at the top, there's always going to show your custom reports, and then it's going to get into your basic reports. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down. So we have reports in here such as engine fault reports. The basic ones would be just the engine fault report. Then it gets into engine status information. There's reports in here for exception detail and exception summary. Okay, the difference between the detail and the summary is the amount of information provided. Summary is more of a count of exceptions, so how many times what vehicle broke what rule, where the exception detail will go into more information in regards to where it happened, when it happened, and how long it lasted for. Okay. We also have reports for fuel tax, hours of service logs, hours of service violations, risk management reports. We do have now a custom driver scorecard report, which I will show just a brief overview of what that is shortly. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. We have some text message reports, some trip details reports, and every database is already going to have a trip detail report already in there for you, but you can customize all the reports at any point in time. If you are unsure of how to do so, please contact myself or any of our support team, and we'd be happy to help you do that. Okay, let's go on here. All right, so those are all of our custom ones that we have inside of our software. So they may not belong in yours. They may already be in yours if you've done some working with myself here or anybody else at GoGPS. But for the most part, the built-in reports is where we start. Okay, so we have audit logs, so we can see what's going on inside of the software, who is doing what and when. Okay, congregation reports, that's for seeing how many vehicles are going to specific locations, multiple ones for a certain amount of time. Customer visit details, that's based off of zones that you'll have set up for customer locations or just locations in general, and you're able to run this report to see what vehicle arrived where, how long they were there for. Okay. There's the summary, which just does a count of how many times they went to a specific zone. DBIR logs, debug logs, that's more for us on the software on the back end side. It's taking a look at accident logs and details. There is a device installation history. Again, that's more for us, but they are in your system and you are more than welcome to use them. There is a device report. So it shows you all the information on your device in regards to what group they belong to, what serial number is inside of that vehicle, what version of the serial number or the hardware that's installed. Okay. Diagnostic list. Okay, so any diagnostics that are being read from your vehicles, you're able to pull that information. And again, some of these reports will be blank, and it all depends on what kind of mode your devices are on. So if you're on base or hours of service, you're not going to get anything that has any kind of accelerometer readings or any fuel data. Okay, and then if you are on Pro or Pro Plus, you will get that information as long as the vehicle provides that to us. Okay, that goes the same with engine faults. It's being read right from the ECM of the vehicle. So if we cannot get that information from your vehicle, it's not going to show it inside of a report. Okay, down here, then we have event histories. We have event rule device, exception details, exception summary, fill-ups reports, fuel tax reports. That's for like the IFTA reports, the International Fuel Tax Agreement. Okay, fuel usage, grouping lists. So your hierarchy, it shows you how everything is set up. your hours of service availability, hours of service logs, hours of service violations, and then it gets into notifications. So if there's any kind of messaging back and forth, you'll have that in there. And then the reminder report, the risk management, route comparison, route directions, route summaries, text messages. Oh, so this is the one that's going back and forth in the messaging. The notifications, there we go, would be if there's any kind of violations being broken and you have them set up to just go to notifications, that's what that is. Okay. I always get the two of them mixed up. Then there is time card, trip detail, trip summary, and again, trip detail gives you exactly where they went. It will not show you the breadcrumb trail. You will have to go to the map to get that information, but this will tell you the vehicle, the start date, how long they drove for, the stop date and time, of course, the address that they stopped at, how long they were there for, etc. And then again, the summary just gives you a count of how many stops. Unassigned routes. So if you have routes that are unassigned, it'll show you that in there. A user list. So if you aren't sure of how many users or what users are in your system, you're able to pull that list through here. And then the zone list. Okay. So these are just a few of the ones that we have available to you. If there are some that you are curious of or you want to kind of customize and edit, again, please contact us and we'd be more than happy to help you walk you through it. Or we might already have something created in our default or in our advanced list that's up above here. Okay. So we're going to use the scorecard as an example. So I'm just going to type scorecard. I'm going to choose the driver scorecard. So if I wanted to preview any of the reports in that entirety of the list, I would click the preview button. It would then take me to my options. So I would select my date range. If I do, say, last month and apply changes, it'll then calculate all that information and put it into the template with that data. Okay, so it's taking a second here to load. If I export it, so I'm just going to go back here to the list. Now, if we wanted to set this up to either be able to open up manually or have it on your dashboard or have it emailed, you would click on the name of the report and it opens it up and asks you who can see this report, show in the drop-down list. So again, anytime we see that little pie chart with the word view, this specific report is located in the activity under risk management, but you can have it set up however you would like, and again, based off of whichever rules that you need. Okay. And then for your dashboard, same thing. You can turn yes for the dashboard. I want to be able to see this. You would select which users, okay, but it has to be in groupings. In most cases, if there's multiple people that are going to be required across the entirety of your company, you're going to want to create a reporting group. And you can find out how to do that by going and taking a look at our grouping session that I did actually just a couple of days ago. It'll tell you and walk you through on how to create that group, how to assign a report to a group and a user to a group. Okay. For right now, we're going to leave this and we're going to have it going to everybody in the company. I want to say yes to include this to myself. It'll then tell me how many users are able to see it. Then I get into the date range. Okay, so in most cases for a scorecard, you'll want to do it on a weekly, monthly basis. So I'm going to choose for last week. And then it asks you for your refresh period, and we're going to do this weekly. You can do it whatever option you would like, but in most cases, people will do it weekly. Then it asks for a next runtime. So in most cases, you're going to want to put it on a Monday at, say, 6 a.m. So that way it runs when you get into the office. You're going to be able to open up your email, or open up the software, click on your dashboard for this specific report, and be able to pull it up right away. Okay. So I'm just going to choose 6 a.m. There you go. Okay, so that's going to run next Monday at 6 a.m. Okay, and belonging to everything. Okay, now if you have multiple locations inside, you can choose which group you want to monitor. In most cases, you're going to want to leave it to everything. And based off of the hierarchy of how the users are set up, they will only see what they're assigned to, but in this format. Okay, Then down below, you have the ability to turn on which exception rules you want to monitor. In most cases, this scorecard report will be customized between either myself or any of our team members and your company, so that all of that extra stuff down below will be taken care of. You won't have to do it. If you want to try this yourself, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so you would choose which exceptions. So we could do, say, speeding, and then harsh acceleration, harsh braking, harsh cornering, another speeding, because I know that that's huge, and then say idling. That could be my next one. There we go. So those would be the rules that the report would reflect. Again, customizing this with myself or any of our team members is the best, so that the labeling is done correctly for you. Okay. And this is just to update on the dashboard. Now, if we wanted to do it for an email, you can change on how you do it. This one is already currently set up as a monthly scorecard. Okay, so any user in the system that has the monthly scorecard group assigned to them will then receive this based off of their fleet. Okay, so we have it for the previous hour, runs every day. The next time it's going to run is a little bit later today. Okay, and then again, we don't have any rules set up, but that's okay. This is more or less just for testing. All right, so you do not have to turn all of these on. You can turn one on or the other, or again, you have the option to do all of them. Okay, then once you're done with your editing, you're going to click Save. And since we have the dashboard here, I'm going to go ahead and click Save and then choose the dashboard. And we're going to be able to see that report that I had right there. Okay, so it may take a couple seconds here just for it to load, and that's fairly normal. Okay, so there are lots of different scorecard reports that we have. This one is a bit of an older one, but again, this is just for testing. We do have a newer version, so please contact us and we'll be happy to put that into your system if you do not already have it. Okay, so that's just more or less of a breakdown of how the reporting, how the reports can be set up. If you have any questions, please let us know. If you are interested in any of the reports that you've seen in the system here, again, let us know and we'll be happy to put that into your system. That's going to be it for today. So thanks, everyone.